This speed test has been going on for about 40 seconds and it has stalled. You can see it's gradually changing the speeds between 6.67, 6.68, but it's still stalled at 90% completed. We're now 50 seconds into this recording and it still has not completed. It's now showing 6.66 megabytes per second. It's now 2 minutes and it's still stalled, although it's now showing 6.64 megabytes per second. Now 3 minutes and 10 seconds and it still is stalled, although it's showing a speed of 6.63 megabytes per second, or megabits, whatever. So at 4 minutes and 12 seconds, there's no progress. Well, it's now gone down to 6.62 megabits per second. So I'm going to restart this test and see what happens. I'll refresh the page. can see that nothing is happening to my page even though I refreshed it. Actually, if you look up here, you can see that, oh, now it's finally decided to change, although it's still twirling around and around. I've now got a nice white screen transferring data. So I'm still just sitting here on the stairs in my home, about maybe 25 feet from the modem. So 6 minutes in, we're still transferring data from speedtest.comcast.net, and the page is not loaded. So I'm going to stop the page from loading. Oh, actually, I canceled it, and I'll open up a new page. Xfinity speed test. And we see that it says it's waiting for a speed test at comcast.net. Nothing is happening. Now at 8 minutes, we're reading xfinity.comcast.net. And the page is very slowly loading. It's still not loading. So I'm going to go back down the stairs. Let's see if that makes any difference. I'm now standing 3 feet away from the modem. There's no difference. And now I'm actually going to plug the laptop into the modem using Ethernet cable. And now plugged in by Ethernet cable, and it makes no difference. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a new page and try another speed test. And you can see that the speed test page is still swirling, and it's not making any difference, even though I am now plugged in to the modem by Ethernet cable. So I'm going to try and use Internet Explorer. I've got a speed test, and now suddenly it wants to load. And we've got no problem now. I'm going to unplug from the Ethernet, and now you see that it has stalled at 97%. I'm still only 4 feet away from the modem, and the speed test has stalled. So we're now 13 minutes into this. And you can see the problem. I can't even complete the speed test, even though I'm only 3 feet away from the modem. Fourteen minutes. All the lights on the modem are on, except for the fourth one from the top, which is on, but it's blinking, which is kind of normal. So I'm going to plug my laptop back in with the Ethernet. Even though I've plugged it back in with the Ethernet, I'm only probably 3 feet from the modem. It's not helping this page start up again. So I'll hit refresh. And nothing's happening. Even though I'm now connected to the modem by an Ethernet cable. Will you do a speed test? So I'm going to hit refresh again, and now I get the test screen. Okay, so back to normal speeds. Not really though. It seems rather low for being directly plugged into the modem from 3 feet away. Now it's slowed to a crawl. It's stalling at 96%. Okay, so we finally completed the first download speed test. And now it's back to normal. So now I'm getting 28 megabits per second. And the second one completed. So at the exact same time that I was doing this speed test and I got those stalled slow results, my wife did a speed test on her laptop, and she's roughly the same distance from the modem than I was, and her speed test hung also. So she has forwarded me a screenshot of her speed test. And you can see that it hung for her at 77% complete, even though the speeds were pretty good on hers. The download speeds were pretty good, but hers hung on the upload test at 77%. Have you changed from that page, dear, or is it still? I changed. Oh. Why? Because I wanted to see how long it would take for it to actually work. Well, try it again, baby. What do you think I'm doing? Scratching my balls? One never knows with you. Oh, you sent me another speed test. But that speed test didn't give me, it didn't do it twice on that one, so I'm doing another one. Yeah. I'll send you the results now. Well, are they normal? Yeah. This is very interesting. So one of the things that I want somebody to notice is that the speed test says that I'm 6,700 miles away from the server in Chicago, when actually I'm like maybe 9 or 10 miles away from the server in Chicago because I live in Oak Park. And yet, when my wife does her speed tests, hers said that her normal speed test says that she's 50 miles away. So how does that make sense? So she sent me another speed test, and again, it's normal, but it's showing 50 miles away. Again, notice that mine says 6,700 miles away, and it's got a different IP address. So I'm going to redo the speed test. Okay, so I've got another speed test ready to go. Not too bad, 22.6 on the download. By the way, I'm now 15 feet from the modem, which is where I normally sit at the dining room table. And really good upload speed. And now we're just cruising along. Still at lower speeds than I was getting when I'm right plugged into the modem, which is to be expected, but I'm also getting slower speeds than what my wife is getting. She's getting 28. On the other hand, she's about 6 or 7 feet closer. And again, you'll see that it's showing I'm 6,700 miles away. And that's not my IP address. So I don't know what else to make of the situation. But I've demonstrated these intermittent problems when the service slows down to nothing, pages hang even while I'm doing a speed test, and I've demonstrated that that happens even when I'm plugged in by Ethernet cable, and I've demonstrated that it happens on 2 separate laptops, both mine and my wife's, simultaneously around the same period of time. So this is not a problem that's limited to my laptop, even though I seem to be experiencing these problems more often than my wife reports them.